Okay, first of all, ignore this. I haven't showered, and I literally just got up, so my hair looks ridiculous and terrible. Please disregard it. Right now it's Wednesday morning, kind of, and I just had to do a vlog about this because it was amazing. Something amazing happened last night. It was like, I feel like I was a part of history, or like I just witnessed history. Oh my god. Well, this all happened in Texas, in um Texas in the Senate. I'm not sure if it was the Texas State Senate or like this. It happened in Texas, and there's this bill that we call SP5, and basically, in a nutshell, what it would do is it would shut down all health clinics in the state that performed abortion except for six. That would mean there would be only six women's health clinics in the entire state of Texas. Have you seen how big Texas is? It's like the size of Europe-ish. That's a pretty big state for to only have six health clinics. Okay, and also it would ban abortion after 20 weeks since conception. This bill, it had passed um it had passed one section of Congress, and so and it was about to get voted on in the Senate. So what this badass lady did, named a woman named Wendy Davis, she had to filibuster it, which is basically just stalling it. So if she could stall the bill from being voted on by just talking about it, like for 13 plus hours, she had to talk, not and without like 13 hours straight of just talking. She wasn't allowed to eat or drink or stop to go to the bathroom or even lean on a table or a desk or something. She had to just stand and talk for 13 hours, man. That's a long time. So, I had heard about this on Tumblr. The reason why it became such a big deal is because of Tumblr. Because around maybe 4 or 5 hours into it is when I first heard about it. Like, I saw a couple of posts on my dash, like, oh, check out this badass lady doing this awesome thing. And then, a little while later, there started to be more posts about it. And so, a lot of people on Tumblr and the internet were paying attention to this, because it was kind of cool. And check out this amazing lady standing up for women's rights, and basically taking a physical endurance test and standing up for rights. That's pretty awesome. So a lot of the internet was paying attention to it. Not only Tumblr, but also I think like Twitter too. Facebook had nothing to do with it. Whatever. Facebook is just like, we're not going to talk about Facebook. But anyway, oh, and there was a live stream of the event going on YouTube as well. So yeah, we heard about it, and then important stuff started to happen about an hour before midnight. And midnight is like at which point then she would be able to stop and the bill had been successfully stalled and wouldn't be able to pass, at least for now. So what happened was the opponents of her, like the people who supported the bill, they called her out on first they called her out on going off topic, which, and by the way, when she was talking about sonograms, which is actually not off topic, but they thought it was. And also, can I point out that these guys before have literally read the phone book when they were filibustering. And yet, when it's a woman, they call her out on going off topic when it's not even off topic. Okay, let that sink in for a bit. And then a little later, they accused her of leaning on something when it was actually just one of her colleagues trying to help her adjust her back brace. A back brace. She was wearing a back brace. And they wanted to stop her talking because someone was helping her adjust it. How fucked up is that, man? So yeah, they stopped her, and they literally debated about whether they should let her continue. And they debated about this for maybe 10 minutes or something. And then this other badass lady, whose name I forget, but I think it's like La Depute or something. She stood up and said something along the lines of, when will a female senator have to raise her hand or raise her voice to be heard over the male senators? And, basically pointing out this is, like, sexist bullshit. And then the crowd that were watching the filibuster happen, they started cheering, like, really loud cheering. And this went on, and they started cheering for, like, when there was only 6 minutes left. And they continued cheering for 6 minutes. The time ended when they were cheering, and it was awesome. Like, literally, the people ended the filibuster. And it was awesome. And, like, all of Tumblr was flipping out, and it was, like, the greatest thing ever. Oh, also, I should mention that when the crowd started cheering, some people were arrested. Yeah, some stadies came in, and they arrested them. I think, like, even a friggin' old lady was arrested, or at least severely hassled by state troopers. How fucked up is that as well? The guys, they couldn't vote on the bill because there was too much cheering and it was loud and they couldn't hear anything. And so we were all like, yes, we did it, guys, we did it! But then they voted after 12:01. 12:01 was the time limit where, stop, you cannot vote on this anymore. But they voted at 12:03. They voted on it, and it passed. They voted to pass this bill, when literally people in the crowd, like the actual people they were supposed to represent, were telling them, no, don't pass this. Someone literally, like, I actually heard a lady yell, we are the people, listen to us. And, like, it was so amazing. This is, like, a big deal. Like, usually you just, like, this is all theory and stuff. When people talk about governments not listening to their people, it's all, it's not, this is all, like, literal. This is actually happening. This cannot be denied, that how fucked up this system is. This is actually happening. The people's actual voices are being ignored by the people that are supposed to be representing them. And, like, the entire internet was uproarious about this bullshit. This was, like, the dictionary definition of bullshit. And also, can I just point out that at this point, there were more people on Twitter that were looking up this topic than there were looking up the topic on Fox News or any other news site. Social media has allowed us to get a more accurate picture of current events than news media, which I think is really, really cool, and it really says something about this day and age and how social media is such an awesome thing, because it gives us a more accurate representation of what is happening. They voted on the bill 3 minutes after, and it had passed. And so, at that point, like, they were still in the room, in the little Congress room, and then, like, hundreds and hundreds of people heard about this, and they gathered, like, inside the state house, and, like, oh my god, the pictures were so cool because the State House was literally like, it was just a sea of people, and the people wouldn't leave because they knew that this was bullshit and they wanted to support Wendy Davis. And so they stayed there for her. And and there were also like 600 plus people outside the State House trying to help too. They basically wouldn't let the Congress people leave until, they were called out on their bullshit, because this is the dictionary definition of bullshit. So we waited. So the people in the State House and the internet waited for very long, just getting so pissed about this, like how fucked up this is. And then we had one live stream of the event. A guy called Christopher Dito was live streaming the event, like he was in the crowd in the State House. He was live streaming the event from his phone. And that's another scary thing. The only coverage of the event that we had was some guy on his phone. That is another important technological thing that this couldn't have been a thing without. So we waited, just being pissed about this. And like, the people in the State House, people were trying to give them food and water because they didn't know how long they would be in there, And then the state troopers not only took the water and food and whatnot from them, but started eating/drinking it themselves. Thanks, America, and the law enforcement system. Yay! You're great people. Okay, so we were all, it was like, here it was like 3 a.m. I think there it was like 2 a.m. or maybe 1 a.m. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the time differences. But here it was like 3 a.m. at this point. And 180 plus thousand people were, sitting on their computers watching this happen and just waiting to see what's going to happen next. And also making hilarious Tumblr text posts. And so we were just waiting to see if anything was going to be done about it. Obama was in the room, and he was on Wendy Davis's side. So we were like, he is probably definitely going to call them out on their bullshit. So then I think it was like around 3:30ish, 3:30 my time, I don't know about their time, when we got news. We got like a tweet from Wendy Davis or a text or something that said the bill was dead. It was dead. The bill is dead. Like, we did it. She did it. And also, like, the point, this isn't even about feminism anymore or abortion or anything. This was about the system being fucked up so badly that they break their own rules because it didn't go their way. That's literally what a child does when he doesn't win the game. Like, and I feel like this was a real piece of history. Like, I really don't want this to be forgotten about, because this was not, like, even though, it didn't start out as wicked important, it is, because it is an actual, real representation of, like, a revolution happening because of social media, because of, like, support from the people. And it's just really, really awesome. Okay, this video is wicked long, and if you watch the whole thing, I thank you so much. I don't know if Hannah was keeping up with it, so I don't know if her video is going to be about this. Keep in mind, I'm making this on Wednesday at noon. But I really hope that this doesn't go away, because this was a really cool thing to happen, and I was really happy to be, like, if not a part of it, just there when it happened and a witness to it. because I really do feel like it was a part of history. Okay, guys. I'm sorry for this intense shit, but it was just something I'm really passionate about. And it was just really cool. Okay, I will see you on Thursday.